Ever felt stuck at work, pulled in different directions? If you are a middle manager, you know exactly what is that like, trying to meet your boss' expectation while you are supporting your team. And it is a tough spot to be in. Welcome to Advanced Quality Programs. I am Juan Navarro, and today we are talking about the real-life struggles and chances to grow when you are leading from the middle. Let's start from the middle manager paradox. Middle managers face conflicting expectations every day. You are told to lead, but not to overshadow. You are to trust your team, but double check everything that they do. Plan ahead, but be ready to pivot at moment's notice. Does it sound familiar to you? This is exactly what Scott Mouts explores in his book, Leading from the Middle. He, at a client event, noticed 3 items on a desk: a monkey photo, a number 5, and a list of middle manager directives. That was the beginning of that book. And each one tells a story about a unique stress influence of this role. But let's go back to why middle managers matter. Here's a stat that might surprise you, and it is that according to a Stanford study, swapping out poor middle managers for average ones boosts the team productivity more than hiring new staff. Why? Because that's the power of the position. And it is also about that monkey picture. Research shows that on primates, the hierarchies show when monkeys are in the middle hierarchy, they have the shortest time, the more stress, and the more health issues. Sounds like your last week at work? Well, let's scope the middle management. And let's break down the main challenges for middle managers using that acronym, SCOPE. S should be self-identity problems. Middle managers often struggle with their sense of self in a role that requires them to be both a leader and a subordinate. C is the conflict problems. This role constantly puts you as a manager in the middle of the conflict between senior leaders, senior directives, and your team on the ground where reality happens. O is for omnipotence pressure. And there is pressure to be all-knowing, all-powerful, and it's to solve problems for your team while meeting all the demands from above. And then you have physical and emotional strains. P and E, the constant pressure and conflict lead to significant physical and emotional strain. Beyond the heavy workload, the real stress comes from micro transitions, constantly shifting between roles and relationships. Neuroscientists call this micro-switching, and it's a recipe for mental fatigue. So what sets great middle managers apart? Well, research over 3,000 middle managers found that the best just don't juggle tasks, they integrate their roles. One of those managers puts that perfectly, thinking like an engineer, but feeling like an artist. They should combine process with empathy. And the real question is, are you helping your team to succeed or just avoiding mistakes? The most impactful managers remove the obstacles for their teams, invest in their growth, and foster a culture of progress, not just avoid risks. So how can we do it? We need some actionable tools, right? So here are some of them. Apply the 50-50 rule. What does it mean? Split your focus. Half on executing today's task and half on spotting new opportunities. Stay productive, not just reactive. Good to great grind. Sit down with your boss and define what good and what great means. And apply that to performance. How your good performance, how your great performance looks like, and for each of your roles and responsibilities. No more guessing, just putting and adding clarity. Now, Feedback that works. Be specific, sincere, and balanced. Highlight what worked correctly and what is not working. Don't shy away from areas to improve. Aim for that healthy mix of praise and constructive feedback. It sounds easy, it is not, but try to be transparent. And finally, influence with authority. Build trust by caring, listening, and sharing knowledge. Listen more than you speak. That's how you lead across teams, even without the title. Yeah, I know it is a lot to take, but here's a strong call for action. Middle management isn't easy, but is one of the most powerful levers for any organizational success. Embrace that paradox, integrate your strengths, and lead with both precision and empathy. I invite you to do it so. And if you can, share your experience within this podcast in the comments. If you enjoyed today's episode, smash that like button, drop a comment with your biggest middle management challenge, and subscribe for more strategies on quality and leadership. Don't forget to check out my books, Life Quality Projects, Principles of Quality, and be ready because the quality mindset is already there for pre-order. Till next time, don't forget to hit that bell and see you next week.